Hey guys, time for another video here. Going to talk about the 2018 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees. Got the idea to do this video last night. Woke up kind of around 4:30 in the morning, I guess, because I'm on this crazy schedule of doing warehouse work. And tried to get back to sleep and put on TV, and it was just a news channel, so they happen to have one of those shows on in the middle of the night where they talk about stuff like that. So I thought, wow, what a good idea to do a video. So when I got up in the morning, I printed out a list, and we'll go over some of the stuff, some of the nominees, and some of them I agree with, and then some of them I kind of don't. But before we get into this, I just want to say, long story short, 30 years ago when I was a kid, Aerosmith and Run DMC got together and they redid the Walk This Way, and it was a rap rock kind of a thing. You had the Beastie Boys around a little bit and some of the early rap artists. What I would say 30 years later, I guess in the early days maybe people kind of thought that rap and hip hop was something that was just a fad that was going to kind of go away real fast. And 30 plus years later now, it's actually 31 years later now since that Aerosmith thing. I would say that rap and hip hop is definitely here to stay. Those artists, they have their fans. The genres are forces to reckon with, and the time has come where I feel that those genres deserve their own Hall of Fame. There's plenty of great talent. And, while rap and hip-hop are not my genres of choice, I've always just been a rock and roll person. I know good talent when I see it, and there's a lot of good talent out there in those communities, and they are deserving of their own Hall of Fame. I say that because I look at the nominees for this year, and then we had one last year, and I'm noticing a lot of there's disco stars being inducted, there's rap stars being inducted. Not really a whole lot of rock and roll artists being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I'm wondering, who's making these choices on these nominees, but, we'll see what's what, and, I'll even go over some of the ones that I like and who I feel should be inducted. So, we got the list right here, and we'll go through them. Bon Jovi. Shows up on the list. Been eligible since 2008. Yeah, I would say so. Done videos before where I talked about Bon Jovi and some of my favorite songs. I wish he gave some of his earlier albums, pre-Slippery When Wet, the attention they deserve, because there's some very good material in those albums. But, they, as a band, Bon Jovi, John and the guys have given us, they're from New Jersey, fellow New Jerseyans. They've given us a lot of great tunes over the years, so, they've been around 25 plus years, obviously. So, yeah, they get the nod, thumbs up from me. Put them in. That's how I feel. We'll see what happens. Kate Bush, excuse me. Eligible year 2003. I have no idea who the hell she is. I'm sorry, but I really don't know. The Cars. Eligible year 2003. Put them in. They should have got in last year. I think they were nominated and they missed out on it last year. They should have been in last year. I want them in this year. Those guys are great. Deserving of their late great singer, Benjamin Orr, who actually sang the song Drive. They've been consistent throughout their career. They've made great music. They are a great rock and roll band, and they deserve to be in there. Depeche Mode, eligible year 2016. Guys, other than the album Violator, which came out in late 1989, 1990, I think is about when it came out. And that album kind of had kind of an electronic sound to it. Wouldn't really consider their music rock and roll. I like Depeche Mode, and Violator was a great album. Proud to have it in my collection, but nah. there's other names in this list here that are far more deserving. Maybe another year, see what they can come up with at a later time, but for right now, nah. Dire Straits, Sultans of Swing, Brothers in Arms, Money for Nothing, So Far Away, the list goes on and on. Lady Writer, of course, these guys were eligible 14 years ago. Yes, put them in. I would love to see them in there. I don't listen to them as much as some of the other bands, but the stuff they like, the stuff they've put out that I listen to, I really like, and their music is mixed very, very well. The Eurythmics, eligible since 2006. No, they're a pop group. That's not rock and roll. The J. Giles Band, these guys have been eligible since 1995. I know a couple songs by them, but I'm sorry, not really. It's just not, other artists on this list that are far more deserving, in my opinion. Judas Priest. They play rock and roll, and they've been eligible since 1999. No comment. Now, LL Cool J. Very talented artist, but sorry, my friends, he's not a rock and roll artist. This goes back to what I talked about in the beginning of the video. This man is talented as a recording artist, as a rapper. I believe he even did some acting. He's got a lot of talent. Just, not with rock and roll as far as I know. And this guy here, it's talented guys like this is why rap and hip hop are deserving of their own Hall of Fame, and they could fill it with so much talent. And I hope at some point in my lifetime to see a rap and hip hop Hall of Fame. MC5, they've been eligible since 1991. Who the hell is that? I don't know, I've never even heard of them. Sorry if I've been under a rock, but I've never even heard of them. The Meters, another one. Who the hell are these people? I don't know. They've been eligible since 1994, though. The Moody Blues, eligible since 1989. I'm sure you know who they are. Mom, you should know who they are. Back
All right.
In the early days.
Yeah.
Some White Satin and just a singer in a rock and roll band. And, they had stuff all
Great
through the
group.
70s and into the 80s. They should have been in a long time ago. They've been eligible for, 89. What's that? 28 years ago.
Yeah, about that.
A long ass time. They should definitely be in there.
Maybe this year.
Hopefully that happens. Radiohead. Okay, 1991. Mom, you probably remember this. I used to watch the MTV before I went to school in the mornings, and I watched the countdown in the afternoon. I used to get your permission to make the toll call, to call in and vote for Winger and Poison.
I remember.
And then one day, MTV just started playing rap music all day, and then before you know it, then those magic notes that I heard, and as we knew it, rock and roll was over. That's when Nirvana came out, in my opinion anyway. I'm going to catch some hell from that from some of the other viewers. But then, hair bands were gone and replaced by grunge and alternative rock of the 90s, and Radiohead. The only song I know by them, I'm a Creep. Or Creep, or whatever the hell they call it. I'm a creep. Our friends with the band do that song sometimes. And much as I love our friends, I don't like that song. And no, Radiohead is, in my opinion, not and should not be inducted. Rage Against the Machine. Ooh, now you're getting to some stuff that I don't even know what the hell it is, again. I think it's a little bit premature. We'll see what happens. Would need to hear some more material from them to see if they're deserving. Rufus featuring Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan, yeah. Yeah, I love her music. Have a couple of CDs from her in my collection, but again, that goes back to the whole rock and roll thing. Was she disco, post-disco, pop, R&B, that kind of stuff? It's really not rock and roll. They ought to have their own Hall of Fame for that genre too, for like pop. I mean, they could easily. That'd probably be the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but nah, it's. I just don't know if it's rock and roll. Oh, one more on that list. Nina Simone. Been eligible since '83. I don't even know who she is, honestly.
I don't either.
I consider myself pretty good on music. I mean, I've been.
Oh, you're
since
excellent
I
on
was-
music. You
since I
remember
was
songs
little.
I don't even remember.
Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Eligible year, according to this, was 1963.
Oh, poor thing.
That's got to be off, though, because, you know,
It's probably 93.
yeah, that's got to be a misprint, because the Hall of Fame, I think, started in the mid-'80s.
Mm-hmm.
But, wow. And then you got Link Ray, never even heard of them. Here's another one. Here's one that, you know, this is the last one. The Zombies.
Zombies.
Time of the Season. Remember that song?
It's the time of the season.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. Good stuff. Love to listen to their music, and that's how it should be. So we talked in the beginning of the video about rap and hip hop, and they should have their own Hall of Fame. I would also say that it's about time that pop music have their own Hall of Fame, so we can really get get down to the bones here, and that is rock and roll. All right. Now, I don't know if it has anything to do with politics or not, but you know, this guy from originally from the Michigan. They called him the Motor City Madman, Ted Nugent. Real big Second Amendment guy like me. They don't want to let him through the door for some reason. He never gets nominated. You know, I don't know. I'm almost 40. I don't know if I'm ever going to see it in my lifetime or his getting inducted. But I'd love to see him get nominated in there. He's very, very deserving. I'm also a big fan of the group Styx. And there's a lot of bands out there like Styx that came along in the 70s and 80s and did a lot of that album-oriented rock stuff. And I guess the critics called them corporate rock. But, you know, a lot more of those artists should be in there, as is artists like Whitesnake, Poison, Rat, you know, them kind of things. There may be a couple of hair bands that are in there. I'm not sure. I thought I heard something or another about Rat being nominated a few years ago. I'm not sure if they got in or not, but I'd have to go back and look at it. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff from that era. I mean, radio stations give artists from that era, the 80s era of rock, they give them almost no play around here. It's like, you know, we have a country station, we have an 80s pop station, we have a classic rock station, and it's the same tight, narrow playlist all the time. So I bought satellite radio for my car, and I make CDs for my mom for her car. But, you know, so that, I mean, we'll start to wind down this video. I mean, this is my thoughts on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. I don't know who's in charge of making the decisions on this, but, you know, let's get the rock and roll back into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. These other people whose names I've mentioned, very talented people, you know, they deserve their own Hall of Fame. That's what it is. It's about respect of those people. They are really great artists for their genres of music. But the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame really needs to start being more about rock and roll. I mean, I think ABBA got in a couple of years ago. They're a disco group, for God's sakes. Dancing Queen's a fucking disco song. It's not a rock and roll song, for God's sakes. You know? You got to put rock and roll in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, it's sacred. It's important. So, you know, we'll call it a video there. But you know, if you guys like more videos like this, it's PC Lover 81s. We're all, you know, subscribe, like the videos. You know, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Y'all have goody, and thanks for watching.